spirit Halloween type store and said, pick out whatever you want. And so I ended up picking out, I didn't know it was, but it was a bondage mask, full black leather, red ball. Yeah, I just thought it looked cool. And my parents' defense, this was kind of pre-internet, so if you don't know what that is, Google it. Well, don't Google it, but Google it if no children are around maybe. But so I walked around my subdivision with a black leather trench coat, a black leather bondage mask, trick-or-treating, 10 years old. Trick-or-treating. And so I have to think that that probably raised some eyebrows with my neighbors. That's it for me. Thank you so much.
I've got acid reflux. Anybody else? Yeah, fuck you people. No? I never got it. It's so hard. I had Buffalo Wild Wings for breakfast. I was having I know, I eat healthy for like 3 days and it's still like, hey, you didn't quit drinking, did you? I said, no. Stop it. I'm just walking around. I burp a lot. I'm not a guy you want to like share a cubicle with, you know? There's a lot of sounds coming out of me. I'm an old man. I'm old now. I'm 27, but it's about the miles, guys. I blew out, did something pretty adult last night. I blew out both my calves having sex with a woman I paid for. That's pretty adult, you know? Paid top dollar, and I can barely walk today. I think next time I'm just going to pay her to listen to me talk for a while. That's all I really want, you know? See? Look at us having fun. Oh, God. I quit drinking since yesterday night. I was at a bowling alley. It was an 18-year-old bartender. Different bowling alley. Sorry. Just don't live near here. It's hard. But yeah, it was like an 18-year-old bartender. She didn't know how to count to 4. So I was just drinking double whiskeys on accident, and then I drank a bottle of bubbling wine. now it's just all pain right now, guys. But you know what I say? The Lord has power over everything. Can I get it? No, he turned me down. God turned me down because he was scared of what I had to say. One time I was in this very room a couple of years ago, and it was like in the middle of winter, right? And then there was like a really bad snowstorm, and I almost died on the way here, and then I had a mediocre set that wasn't too bad. And I was like, that was worth almost dying. Look at me now! I got greasy hair, and I wore this hat from work, because I didn't want to...
How many of you guys are regulars at the Sunday Night Funnies? A couple of you might know that I was supposed to be in the finals a few weeks ago. It turned me up. I'm gonna start yelling and then you have to turn me down. I'm gonna make them keep coming back. I was supposed to be in the finals and my flight got delayed. I was flying home from Texas and American Airlines fucked me over and I posted on Instagram that I probably wasn't gonna be able to make it. And then Simon, the guy who won the whole thing, texted me saying, my plan is complete. So, he did that shit on purpose. He called them, bribed. Anyway, I went to his house. He let me wear the crown for a little bit, so that felt fulfilling. I was happy about that. I'll get into a joke here. I was walking down the street the other day, and there was this white woman who was walking towards me. We were facing each other, and as soon as she saw me, she crossed the street. And I wanted to go over and tell her, like, you know, I'm more likely to kill you because you did that. Like, I wasn't even thinking about kidnapping. That wasn't on my mind. You put the idea in my head. I forgot that it was an option. And I don't know if she thought, like, if I was determined to kidnap her, her crossing the street wasn't going to stop me. You know, like, oh, I love kidnapping white women, but I draw the line at jaywalking. this is them. I don't know, dude. Her father warned her about aggressive black men, but he did not warn her about passive-aggressive black men. That is me. I wanted to go and ask her if she crossed the street because I'm a man, in which case she would just be a woman protecting herself, or if she crossed the street because I'm black, in which case she would be racist. But I think in this case she crossed the street because I was carrying a Glock and a bag of cocaine. So we can avoid the racial discussion there. Let's see. I had to do harassment training at my job recently. Not just me, everybody did. I didn't get pulled aside or anything. And for the harassment training, it doesn't even really test like how likely you are to harass someone, because the questions are all like really easy. The questions are like, scenario 1, your pretty female coworker bends over in front of you. Do you A, grab her ass and say, who's your daddy? B, run over and sniff her chair as quickly as possible? C, do nothing? Or D, kill her husband? And it's like, that's not a harassment test, that's an IQ test, okay? Ted Bundy would pick C just to make sure he keeps the job. That's my lunch break, I was talking to a guy, he asked me if I completed the training, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, did you? And he was like, oh yeah, I learned a lot. And I was like, oh no, you did? Oh shit. Better go check on my coworkers. As part of the training, they have this section for women harassing men, since that can happen too. And the video was a little weird. It made me uncomfortable. It was this woman in thigh highs and a pretty dress and wearing, I think, plaid. And she came up to this guy and she was like, you know, if you come back to my apartment later, we could get a promotion. And I thought the video was going to end there, but then they cut to them fucking in their apartment. It was crazy, dude. I didn't think it would go this far. And then I realized I was on Pornhub, so I closed the tab and went back to my training. Whoops. Let's see. Got any vegans in the audience? Didn't think so. Me neither. I could never do it because like I would just be hanging out at the park and a bug would fly in my mouth and I'd be like, oh fuck, it's over. There's no point. I'm not a vegan. I don't like the way we treat animals though. I remember when I was in high school, as part of an agriculture class, I had to artificially inseminate a cow. Not with my semen. Somebody else's, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe the farmers, I don't know. And this was agriculture 2 out of 4. So I don't know what you did in agriculture 4, if you like had to pay child support on the calves or something. But this was agriculture 2. And I didn't like doing it. You have to shove your arm into the pussy, short for cow pussy. I had to like find the right spot, and at no point did the cow like consent to this, you know. So I was kind of shaken up about it. And when I got home, I was like really upset. I felt like I had hurt an animal. And my mom was like, "What happened, Marcus? Why are you so upset?" And I was like, "Mom, I think I fucked a cow." She was like, "What?" Because you know that's highly illegal to do that. And she was like, "Well, what do you mean? What happened?" And I was like, "Well," I explained, you know, agriculture 2, inseminating a cow. And she was like, "Oh, you didn't fuck a cow." Well, you kind of fucked a cow, but you know, you used your arm, not your penis, you know. And I was like, well, I think the cow might have preferred my penis because, you know, it is smaller. That's not like a knock on me, that's just true. Yeah. It's true to this day, they grew proportionally, you know, as they're supposed to. But I'm not saying you should be able to fuck a cow in case anyone's uncomfortable. I just think, you know, the deluxe fisting is a bit much. Might be a better way to get that done. Let's see. Any of you guys religious? One small amount. Yeah. I used to be. I was raised Catholic. despite being black. I know it's pretty rare. White mom did that. Anyway, I was raised Catholic, and it ended in about one day. I was like 8, 9 years old, and I was waiting for my dad to come home from work, and when he did, he was like, "Hey Marcus, go get your pop out of the, or go get your mom's pop out of the fridge so I can drink it." And I was like, "Okay, sure, Dad." And I went over to the fridge, I opened it, and I reached for the pop. And I immediately got nervous because I remembered the 10 Commandments, because commandment number 4 is obey your mother and father, but commandment number 7 is do not steal. So I was obeying my father, but stealing from my mother. So no matter what I did, I was going to go to hell. And I was nervous, I was sweating, I was dripping from the chest until I realized that the best solution to my dilemma was to just stop being a Catholic. And then I drank the pop. And the pop was actually straight vodka. Can't win them all. I'll do one more. I was reading this author, H.P. Lovecraft, recently. You know where this is going, don't you? He's cool. I like his works. He died without anyone knowing his name, but then when he died, a lot of his work became really famous. It's the best way to get attention as an artist is to die. Anyway, I found out recently, I was reading him, and my friend was like, "Hey man, you shouldn't read that guy, he's kind of problematic." I was like, "Why is that?" And he was like, "Well, he had a cat. He had a cat named the N-word, with a hard, nigger." I can say it, I think I'm close enough. Anyway, he had a cat named the N-word, and I was like, "Is that true?" And I looked it up, and it was. It would be a really weird thing for my friend to lie about. He's white, so that'd be strange. But he had a cat, and that threw me for a loop, because I was like, well, okay, did he name the cat that, or did the cat come like that, I was like, if he's a rescue, you don't want to change his name and confuse him, might fuck him up. But if the cat's name was like Mr. Whiskers, and then Lovecraft was like, "Oh no, that won't do." It's like, what the fuck, buddy? I will say that as a cat, you can't lose. You cannot lose that cat. Can't run after him, calling his name. Can't really put signs up anywhere. You can't take him to the vet. The vet's like, "Hey, so what's your cat's name?" "Bob." And it's just, don't worry about it. To make sure that cat stays indoors at all times. That cat has to be a house nigga. That's all I've got. Thank you.
So, I am heterosexual. And the last 3 relationships that I was in, they were all he's while they were with me. But as soon as the relationship ended, they transitioned to she, 3 in a row. And I got a fucking question, goodness. Is it me? Now I know it's not me, but I also know that like attracts like, and I grew up repressed. I grew up in a very strict conservative Christian environment where even thinking about sex was a sin, and now I'm trying to grow out of repression, but I keep attracting people who haven't blossomed yet. 3 in a row. Now I'm still friends with all of them, but now I have a problem. I feel cursed. I feel like I can't fuck a fellow without finding out he's female. Like, I've got an expel a penis charm between my legs. Like, don't mess with this one, your dick will fall off. Unless that's what you want, because apparently I can help. 3 in a row must be magic, right? Like I have a transgina. Rumpelstiltskin was an imp that turned things into things. I could be like his fairy godmother twin sister, crumple your stiff skin. So I'm single. And I feel like giving up. I want a husband. But he's going to have to be seriously secure in his manhood, and I didn't think it was as simple as don't cut it off. I don't have men that can't get it up. Mine can't keep it on. Like loving me is like lying in bed with the rain about its spirit animal, Jesus. So I was talking to a friend the other day and saying that I needed more people in my life. She was saying she was having people over. I was like, great, are they single? She's like, yes, but they're already girls. I was like, fuck it. Maybe it works the other way around. I'll screw them and turn them into what I want. She was like, no, what you need to do is to date a man named Richard. That way he'll always be a dick. I was like, no. It's been 3 times in a row now. My men aren't men anymore. My man in shining armor needs triple protection. I'm gonna have to marry Woody the Woodpecker. Thank you, Woody's Press Box. Anyway, so after I got divorced, I decided to go do some counseling. And I said to the guy, I said, you know, my ex-husband wants me back, and I met somebody, and I'm not sure what to do. And he said, well, you should just pick you, pick A, pick you. I was like, all right, well, that's good advice, but I think I better go talk to my mom about it. So I went over and talked to my mom. Mind you, I'm 50-some years old, right? We'll leave it at some. And I said, hey, Mom, I've been on a couple dating sites lately, and I met a few guys. And she said, are you sleeping with them? I said, well, not all of them. And I said, sometimes I take care of it myself. She said, you are going to hell. Do you not know that in the Bible? It states you are not allowed to self-gratify. I know I put some of us in a bad situation, but I'm like, okay. I thought my mom was going to be worried that I was acting like a whore and sleeping with a few guys, but she just scared if I was self-gratifying. Imagine that. So, I went on some dating sites, met some guys, and I decided that my algorithms were losers and liars. So that wasn't a good thing for me. So, I decided to rewrite the questions. So, question number 1 would be, do you have a job? Like one that pays real money? Question number 2, do you have a place to live? Because I am not taking strays in. And question number 3, does he have teeth? Because ladies, when they're not smiling, they don't have teeth. I'm telling you. My date showed up, he was hot. He walks over, gives me a hug, he's like, wow. He had no teeth, not lying. And yeah, it was quite an interesting night. And number 4 is really important. Like, does your junk still work? Because even in your 50s, that's important. You want that to work. You're all looking at me like I'm the only horny bitch in the room, and I know that's not true. I met a guy out here at Woody's, the old Woody's, and he said to me, and he was much younger than me, he goes, you got a fat ass. I said, that is not helping your cause. He's like, no, like P-H-A-T. Okay? Fat, like fat, yeah. I don't know. It didn't help his cause, I mean, but he was hot. He was younger, forgive me, I still took him home. Just not holding it against him. Oh, man. So, I told my mom that I was going to continue to date, and she told me that I probably should just take time for myself. But myself, I don't always do the brightest things. Like driving through Wyoming. Do you guys buy, do you smoke pot? Do you buy pot? Because it's free on most corners and when you just drive. Actually, it was my girlfriend's. That was free there too. So driving down the road, stop light. And exhale. You're at the red light, car behind you honking, that's all right, you'll go around. Do it again. It's free, it really is. I'm really pay for that shit.
I have a dog, He wouldn't stop masturbating, so renamed him Bluey C.K. Any of you guys work in a warehouse? You work in a warehouse?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Used to, close enough. You know what that means? We are expert in box cutters. Damn right. My favorite type of box cutter is a gynecologist. Is where I used to pick and pack for this company, and we do the back rooms for every store in the mall. And all the internal documents, they shorthand Bath and Body Works to BBW. So I did an order the other day, and it said, send BBW install instructions. I'm not as well versed in the subject as I'd like to be, but I'm pretty sure you just stick it in normally. He's got to move the fupa first. That's the only difference. It is weird how just like normalized we have. It's weird how we're so disrespectful to plus size people. It's actually fucked up. First off, we're America. Why are we? I don't get it. Well, it's weird because like we'll see like fast food restaurants that are named after plus size people. It's fucked up, right? Like we have Big Boy and Chubby's and the Fat Cunt Cafe. Like, it's just disrespectful. Like, you guys ever heard this story how Big Boy got his name? What happened was in the 1930s, there's a regular. There's a regular kid who's low overweight, and they didn't place after him. Which I think is weird, just to be like, guess what, Tubby? We named a restaurant after you. A little shit. I just think that's weird. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my sexuality, which is a nice way of saying gay. And you either address the gay thoughts or you vote Republican. You have to address the elephant in the room. And I'm more surprised that people were surprised when I told them. Like, I didn't know I had guy who fishes energy. Like, I had no idea. But I'm only just a little bit. I'm about 3% gay. Not gay enough to fuck another man, just gay enough to look him in the eyes, kiss him gently, and tell him our love is forbidden. It's almost weirder when you're just a little bit, right? Like, I feel like a tomato. Like, yeah, I'm a fruit. I ain't sucking your dick. Like, don't get too excited. I used to think that Kurdish people were from Wisconsin. Like, I always hear about these horrible Kurdish ethnic conflicts, and I would be like, in Kenosha? I don't think it was that bad. I wasn't there. Wisconsin's a weird fucking place. Like, it's like Michigan, but worse. Like, I just feel bad for the people that live there, knowing that you're surrounded by everything being better. That's what. So it's funny in my head, guys. It's okay, guys. God damn. By the way, I hold the mic like this because Mommy says it makes me look like a big, strong man. I know I'm holding like a fucking turkey leg. It's to intimidate you guys. No one's stealing my girl. Protect your girl when I held the mic like this. I don't know. You guys know, I bought a box of condoms, and it came with a cock ring. And that's the closest thing I've ever seen to an adult Happy Meal toy. You guys ever used those before? You don't wear condoms? I ain't fucking any of you guys. No, thank you. Hell no. Question for you, sir. Hold the hat. What is the one ingredient that differentiates methamphetamine and Adderall? It's love. Did you guys ever use Cash App? You know, like the Cash App card? You guys know that you can buy like a metal one for $50? I think that's just a sting to arrest drug dealers. I think if you buy a $50 Cash App card, you are either living above your means or you sell meth. There's no in between. I came up with that on the way here, guys. Yeah, this is a question for all the fellas in the audience. You ever get it when you go to the bathroom and you pee 2 streams?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
And you like piss yourself at the urinal? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I did that 15 minutes ago. Do you ever just realize that you're the problem? Like you caused this, you know what I'm saying? This is all your fault, you can't blame everyone else. I had that the other day, sat down on the toilet seat, there's piss all over it. I live alone. I see why she left me. I miss her so goddamn much. Those are back-to-back pee jokes, man. I have an hour of these, man. I have a bladder infection, don't worry about it. I have a lot of friends that are bad influences. And it's weird because it's like, I can't tell what made me more of an alcoholic. Like, hanging out with you or being molested. Like, I don't know which did it. I did that joke as a roast and one time, and I did okay. Yeah. I found that a very woman-like sexuality, which means I'm gay. No, you know what it means? I like to know my partner, it's like that connection, you know what I'm saying? I'm up in that microwave. I always wondered, what was that called? I had no idea. Looked it up, it turns out it's called erectile dysfunction. It's been hard. It's why she left me. I miss her so much. She took the kids. That's a lie. Me and my girlfriend were arguing. She likes sex with the lights on, I like it the lights off, so we settled on a strobe light.